Fear. Fear is selling more than waist trainers, bundles, and BBLs across this world. Fear, fear, fear. That is one of the biggest, most overlooked agendas and propagandas on this planet. It's been here since before the invent of the internet. It's been here since the event of any social media platform, and with the birth of the internet. All media outlets, with the birth of television, the internet, all media outlets are promoting fear at a, what word I want to use? They just promoting the fuck out of it. They are promoting the fuck out of it. If they can keep the human scared of something, that is the agenda. It's been the agenda since the beginning of time. You know, that thing of spiritual warfare, it's real. It's real. It's a battle for your mind, for your emotions, for your psyche. That's what's going on here. You know, was it last year before last? It was a thing of all these shootings taking place with black people. Then it was this thing of, so black people were in the uproar. All races of humanity were in the uproar. Were in the uproar for this injustice. They were terrified of, bumping into law enforcement because of, I may not go home today. That fear was promoted. Then came the thing of building the wall. And immigrants were put into a fear, were being taken away from their parents. They were detained. So that level of fear. Wars which are fought on both sides, the Republican and Democrats, the Americas and the other countries, for financed on both sides. You know what I'm saying? These big wigs are financing these so-called wars on both sides. So loved ones and the troops are fearing for their life when they go into these battles. So the wars have always been taking place and have been financed for both sides of the government, which is actually only one side of the government. The Republican and Democratic Party, they just try to make the people think that there's a difference. But in truth, that if you study government, and if you're not a fool in general, if you have common sense, you know that, okay, this they saying this is the same monster with its name and then its nickname that we're looking at. That's how I'm going to look. That's the simplest way I'm going to break it down to you. But if you study government, you know what the deal is. Then the next thing was here currently with the women becoming abducted and all these black people becoming missing in general. What's going on with that? The trafficking of the people. What else is going on? These fear-based taxes. I mean, men, women, and children are coming up missing. Fear. And every day we turn the TV on. Well, y'all, I don't look at the news. I see shit because of the internet and I hear people talking about it. Every day, one of these media outlets we entertain one form of these media outlets that's steady pumping and promoting this fear agenda, this propaganda of let me keep dangling you on a string. Let me keep toying with your emotions so you would never seek your inner. You see what these say? So you'll never get to your inner peace because you will be so terrified and so frustrated with what's going on in this world outside of you that you will never ever seek that. Fear is being fed to us through all kind of ways. And even when you don't participate in it, you don't pay attention to any kind of media, because there are some people that do not watch any kind of media. They don't listen to the radio, they don't watch television, nothing at all. They're not on the internet. Most of the time we bump into family members that are so full of fear and they try to bring that over to you. But you have to start saying, hey, get away from me with that. Get away from me with that. I hear and I see what's going on, but I don't eat that. I'm not going to eat that. You can eat it. You can have my share of it also. You can have my share of it because I don't want it, because I see how it's fucking over you. This thing of fear, it's a monster running around here. The beasts are in a frenzy because they're terrified. And I'm not talking, when I say beast, I'm not speaking of just one race of human. I'm talking about the human beast within itself. The beasts are terrified because they are full of fear. They don't know what to do, who doing what, what's going on, what's they supposed to do. Fear, it's been here since the beginning of time. And the event of technology, with bringing that on, it just helps to get it promoted on a mass level. That's what I wanted to say earlier. It allows it to be promoted on a mass level. I can reach more people if I put it on a TV screen, if I put it on the radio, if I put it on a computer screen. This chip, you know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about they wasn't going to be chip. But we got to have these cell phones in our hand. This is your chip right here. Track everything. It's listening when you think it ain't listening. It's recording when you don't know it's recording. It's doing all that stuff. So the fear machine, this RAM is a fear machine. This thing here, baby, is something else. It's something else. You got to know what you're looking at. And if anything, I'm saying pay more attention to what your intuition is telling you. Pay more attention to what your intuition is saying. I would not dare push any more fear on in your face than what's already being put in your face. I'm telling you to pay attention to your intuition. When it's telling you, yeah, look that way, look that way. Look over yonder somewhere. Look over yonder somewhere. Don't feed any more energy into that energy. Don't feed that. Don't keep feeding that. Don't keep feeding that. Do your best. Do your best to just let it starve. Because that fear, it's been fed. It was getting fed before you came onto this realm. It's going to keep being fed when you leave this realm. So you have to do your part within yourself to make sure that you do not allow it to just consume your vessel. You got to beat the game, because the game damn sure trying to beat you with all this stuff that has been going on. Okay, the humans ain't down yet. They ain't down. They ain't fell for this one. Let's throw another one out there. Let's slang another one out there. All kind of balls being slang at the way of the beast. You know what I'm saying? All kind of fucking balls. Let's toss this one out there. Okay, they ain't done nothing yet. Let's throw this one out there. They just throwing all kind of balls, man. You can walk off the field. You ain't even got to keep swinging. You ain't got to drop the bat. You can walk smooth off the fucking field. You ain't got to play this game. You can beat this motherfucker if you want to. Because it's going to keep showing up knocking at your door, asking you to let it in. We actually let it in. It don't just walk in that bitch. It ain't doing no kick doors. It knocks on the door, and it's either we open that motherfucker or we don't. You know what I'm saying? Play like it's a bill collector you hiding from. Play like you trying to avoid Rent-A-Center. You know what I'm saying? When it gets to knocking at your door, you make sure you tell a cheering to be quiet. Y'all all go to the back of the motherfucking house. Stop opening the door for fear to come in, because it's going to keep showing up. Baby, it's going to keep showing up. It's going to do its part because it's dependent on you to not do yours. It's dependent on you to not do yours. That's why all these different little scenarios are out here. If it don't come out in nowhere, if I don't catch you in the wash, I'll catch you in the rinse. Nah, bitch, you ain't gonna catch me nowhere, because I ain't getting in the fucking machine.